Hello, everyone. I'm very pleased to be able to make it here, presenting on simulating resilience, how cobots and digital twin could transform emergency manufacturing. So my name is Tariq Masood. I'm a reader at Department of Design, Manufacturing and Engineering Management at University of Strathclyde. And we are a nice bunch of a good size department, a vibrant international community based in the very center of Glasgow. Today's work that I'm going to present is mainly based on two research pieces, and there are two articles that I would like to refer here. And the work was initially done in the very start of the pandemic. We're talking about early 2020, March 2020, to be more precise, when we started this work. And it was a very short, quick sort of research that we did at that time, which continued later on in many different avenues, of course. The main challenge at that time was in terms of ramping up production. Particularly, we're talking about ventilators here, medical ventilators, but the challenge was multifaceted. Particularly the existing manufacturing systems, they are typically designed for mass production. Simply, they were not flexible enough for the required large-scale reconfigurations that were anticipated at that time. There's a general lack of automation solutions that can be conveniently and quickly integrated or repurposed. Furthermore, production processes, especially assembly, which is key for ventilators, involve high human involvement. So during COVID, adhering to social distancing guidelines also meant fewer people could be on the factory floor. And those who were must maintain physical distance, sometimes recommended as much as 2 meters. So traditional caged industrial robots are inflexible. You can't move them around very quickly, and they cannot easily coexist with humans under such conditions. So this all presented a significant hurdle to boosting production volume using conventional methods. So this study explored the rationale of human-robot teams to ramp up production using advantages of both the ease of integration and maintaining social distances in this case. So based on the challenges, there came collaborative robots or simply cobots, which offered a compelling solution at that time. So cobots are a new hardware class in industrial robotics. Obviously, many of you would already be familiar with. So these can operate safely in close proximities to humans without requiring large closed-off areas. So these are easier to integrate, more portable, and simpler to program and repurpose than traditional robots. So these are also particularly suitable for automating physical tasks while coexisting and collaborating with humans, effectively acting as machine colleagues. So they offered a way to increase automation in manual work, freeing humans for other duties or allowing for reduced staffing at that time. So the core idea explored in research is the creation of human-robot collaboration, or HRC, assembly systems particularly, and these systems are designed as human-robot teams, combining the dexterity and skills of humans for complex tasks with the precision and endurance of robots, particularly for repetitive ones. An HRC system for ventilator assembly can be designed using modular components like robots or cobots, assembly stations, and storage racks. So these modules can be combined and reconfigured to adjust capacity and functionality based on demand whenever you need them. And this approach replaces conventional manual assembly lines, offering greater flexibility and enabling manufacturers to meet unprecedented demand while still adhering to social distancing in this particular case that we are looking at today. So achieving the necessary required flexibility and reconfigurability for emergency manufacturing relies on several key enablers. So firstly, the modularization, which involves designing systems with a universal architecture for both hardware and software, which allows modules to be quickly added or removed. So we can think of it like using construction bricks or Legos. So you can easily scale up or change the systems by adding or swapping modules. Second thing is about standardization and ready to deploy hardware. So the concept of portable, quick to implement production units, sometimes named as factory in a box concept, is crucial. So while common in different areas, for example, military or health services, this is less prevalent in manufacturing, but essential for rapid response. Finally, standard software templates, having pre-developed program templates for common robotic tasks like pick and place in this particular case, or screwing, significantly speeds up the programming and integration process when repurposing cobots for new products or layouts. And integral to designing and managing these complex reconfigurable HRC systems is the use of digital twins. Particularly a very simple definition of digital twin. I know there are many of them around, but we can think about this as a data-connected virtual representation of the physical system, extending beyond initial simulation models, because we're focusing on modeling and simulation, particularly in this case. So for HRC systems, a digital twin provides a crucial, safe virtual space to gain insights into operational behavior. So we can test different configurations and we can optimize processes. So this also allows for validation of different solutions and future modifications before we can implement them on the actual factory floor. So that can significantly de-risk rapid deployment and reconfiguration efforts when we have to move from one place to the other, or one type of environment to another type of environment. So they can also help address specific challenges associated with deploying cobots as well. So in this particular research, we explored the rationale of using human-robot teams for ventilator production, how we can ramp up through computer simulations. So we used a hybrid simulation approach, combining continuous simulations for detailed process visualizations and cycle time analysis with discrete event simulations to study variability and ramp up potential under production variables. So using an open source ventilator design as a case study, the assembly process was broken down and tasks were evaluated for their suitability for cobotic automation. Considering factors like part handling, feeding, and safety, so roughly half of the tasks were deemed suitable for cobots, primarily repetitive actions like pick and place and screwing. The simulation modeled on an HRC station featuring 2 universal robots and 2 human operators in this case. And this allowed for cycle time evaluation, which showed a simulated time of 406 seconds to produce 1 ventilator unit, and amplifying these results using discrete event simulation. The simulation demonstrated that 1 HRC station could produce around 85 ventilators per day. So to meet a hypothetical demand of 5,000 ventilators in 15 days, 2 weeks time, a target of about 334 per day, the simulation showed that 4 such HRC assembly stations would be required. So you can have a look on these visuals showing a factory floor, a more focused area where cobots and humans are working, and we can also see a glimpse of these simulations, how it could work in practice before we actually move around from one place to the other. You will remember that many governments, they were after putting up efforts to develop new new ventilators at that time. And even the industries that were not used to manufacturing or assembling the medical equipment, they were asked to do this in terms of like jet engines manufacturers, the digger manufacturers, and so on. But in this case, the idea was to move around the cobots and set it up, the stations and the equipment in a rather unfamiliar station, unfamiliar setup, using the digital twins as well, which can help us understand and evaluate how we can move forward very quickly and rapidly in this case.
Last
So
10 seconds, please, if that's okay.
So basically, is the last slide. The main idea is that we found that cobots can be helpful in terms of the emergency manufacturing, and they can help in doing all different tasks, in particularly the ventilator production, and it can lead to human-robot teams in future at kind of becoming new norm. And basically, these can be used to ramp up more demand-driven, quick demand-driven emergencies like the COVID-19 ventilator crisis in the initial times. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I will take at the end.
Tariq, the first question for you. What are the arguments for human-robot team over purely robotic team?
I think that's a very interesting question. So obviously, the typical traditional robots, they are very kind of rigid, caged, and humans cannot enter that sort of area. So you cannot basically work together with the robots. While the human-robot team basically is the idea where you basically take away some of the functionalities of those kind of caged robots, which could go at high speeds and so on, while you can lower down those sort of speeds, but you can also bring in the humans so that they can work with them as kind of co-workers. So there are certain advantages. Obviously, you lose on some of the functionalities as opposed to the speeds and so on. But on the other hand, you get the advantages in terms of working in a team so that you can take out those sort of laborious tasks to the robots, while also do some sort of manual assembly tasks so you can automate them. And it's a low cost solution as well. So there are certain benefits as opposed to the traditional robots.